the CAPT grant program, it's such a phenomenal thing because we get more time with the students. We are in the classroom more, and we're not just observing, we're actually assisting, or we're actually teaching and co-teaching, and you get the feel of like you're a real teacher already.
And I knew about all the additional hours that you get with the CAPT program. Not only do you get your student teaching hours, but methods. During practicum, you're in the classroom almost every day working with the kids, teaching them, and so the experience was really helpful.
For example, some other students that are in the same program as me but aren't part of the CAPT grant only had to do their methods for 80 hours, whereas I had to keep going. And you know, some people hear that and they're like, oh my goodness, that's awful, but really, it makes me so much more competitive as an applicant.
It puts them in the classroom more than a regular student teaching and practicum program would. It allows them to have more one-on-one interaction with teachers and students and the staff of the school. So they're able to learn the ropes of what a true classroom should look like and how it should run.
A typical education program that you go through college is a lot of online modules. It's a lot of memorizing educational theories and theorists, and while all of that is important, it really is not beneficial at all if you can't apply those.
It's not just a teacher reading a book to me and tell me about things that happened in the past. I'm actually getting to experience those things in the classroom.
You can sit in the room and talk about it, but if you don't have any kids there, trying those strategies with them and seeing if they work or if they don't work, then you don't really know until you actually try it.
Last semester, I got to go on the first day of school and see how those routines and procedures go through, and so that was great too, because we read about that. We have a whole class about the first days of school, but it was great to actually experience it.
They're immersed in that world of being a teacher and the good, the bad, and the ugly every day. They learn methods from teachers with all kinds of experience from all different backgrounds. And I think that where it's daily and they're able to develop a rapport in the school, that they feel comfortable enough to learn and to have those teachable moments even for themselves as teachers and as students.
From day one, student teachers come in and they are helping with instruction, they're co-teaching, they're planning for the students. We try to really get their feet wet from day one.
You go into education and you have this idea of how education works, but you've only seen you being the student. You've not seen yourself being the teacher.
They get that chance to observe quickly in the beginning of the program, and by the time they're in their student teaching experience, they've already learned a lot of the ropes, and they're ready to dive right in, make those connections with the students, and have their own small groups. They're ready to teach their own lessons.
They are leading the class. They are facilitating the class. They are co-teaching alongside their cooperating teacher. And the students begin to look at them as if they are the teacher.
Everything that I'm responsible for as a teacher and everything that I get to experience with our students is something that they will get to as well.
These CAPT student teachers don't even bat an eye. They're ready to go. Their classroom management is superior to student teachers I've had that have not been in this program, and they've been well prepared.
I feel like they see me as a teacher. They come to me and they ask the same questions that they ask her. They don't see a hierarchy in her and me.
I do feel like I have more experience than the typical candidate. I have 200+ hours in the classroom setting before I even started student teaching, so I do feel pretty comfortable about having my own classroom.
You see the behind the scenes, so to speak, that you typically wouldn't see.
Allowing of us to come into a classroom and just take over, really. I mean, they're there, they're making sure that everything's going how it's supposed to be, but it's been amazing.
It puts them in a setting that they are familiar with and that they can become comfortable and confident and just become their own teacher.
It helps a lot with classroom management, time management, transitions. Most of the things that a lot of new teachers struggle with.
I'll be honest, when I started teaching, I did not feel prepared to be alone in my classroom. Student teaching feels easy because your cooperating teacher is there guiding things. My first year without this program, I was not prepared. I wasn't really ready to be alone in the classroom.
They're ready. They don't have to sit and watch, the classroom and kind of see how it's going and look at all the schedules and everything, because they've already been there for most of them, and I mean, they're ready. They're ready to start teaching.
It's almost like an internship like doctors do, and I think that advocates for our profession, because we are professionals, even though a lot of people don't consider teachers and educators as professionals. We very much are, and this program is almost like a residency or an internship that doctors go through.
By the end, it's really amazing. Sometimes you can walk in a room and not know who the lead teacher is and who the student teacher is, because we learn from them as well.
They come in and they're ready to co-teach or pick up a lesson plan and go with it.
I've had student teachers through the CAPT program for at least the last 4 years. I've kind of lost count there. And all of them except one have been placed in teaching jobs when they left here. And when they left, I honestly felt like they were ready for their own classrooms. They left and I could write them letters of recommendation with full faith that they were prepared to manage their own classrooms.
I think it just makes the time with students much more memorable when they're allowed to see them at the beginning of the year and then come back at the end of the year in their student teaching experience and see how they've progressed through the year.
I adore it, and I think that it's the best thing that I could have possibly done for my future career.
This past year, I've not really felt as much of like a college student. I've actually felt like I am a teacher.
It's not just hearing your teachers tell you, oh yeah, you might see this in the classroom, or you might come across a student who needs help with this. You actually see it, and then you get to be one of the people who get to come and help that student improve and help the students learn.
We see the importance of what is going on and how important it is to get those good teachers in the classroom, because it could be my grandchild or anyone's grandchild in that classroom, and every grandparent, every parent knows you want the very best teacher. And this produces the best teachers that we've seen.
Whenever our students graduate from this program, they are polished educators. They know how to go into the school on day one and conduct their classroom as if they had been in the classroom for many years. And that's what principals are telling us. Our candidates are ready to teach from day one. They know what to do, and they know how to do it effectively.